Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are here in Baraboo, home of Ringling Brothers Circus. We're also here at Oliver Motors, and we're going to talk with Jake later on in the program. I think we're talking with Jake. We're talking with Jake. We're talking with Jake today. Dell's not here, unfortunately, but we love talking with Jake, and he's got some great news that he's going to share with us later on in the program. First, we're going to talk about ultrasound services. A lot of people think that ultrasounds, when they think ultrasounds, they think having a baby, pregnancy, that sort of thing, but ultrasounds are used for such a wide variety of to diagnose different types of medical issues, and we're talking now with Alex from PDSI. How are you, Alex?
Not too bad. How are you guys doing today?
Good to have you back with us here today. So, you know, you offer ultrasounds outside of what a person's traditional medical provider would offer. And there's a convenience factor to that, but there's also a money-saving factor to that. Can you kind of share with us what that is?
Yeah, so typically, what I've been hearing is people will call like the nursing line or the physician, and they'll kind of go over the symptoms that they'll have. A lot of times, if it's something that they're worried about, they'll refer them to the urgent care. And depending on the urgent care, some of them can do ultrasounds, but some of them don't, so they'll refer you to a hospital. So according to dep.org, which gives the national average of what these costs are. An urgent care cost is going to be about $150, and an ER visit is going to be about $1,200. And so if an individual is needing to have an ultrasound done to rule out blood clots in their legs or arms, or just to look at the gallbladder, you're looking anywhere from $1,400 for that kind of service. And I provide the ultrasound service, but I provide it for a fraction of that. So if somebody wanted to have an ultrasound done to make sure they didn't have blood clots in their legs, we start that off at $160.
Wow.
So you're comparing $160 to $1,400. And of course, if an individual has high medical deductibles or copay, and you're paying it for all out of pocket,
right,
that's a huge saving.
Right, yeah, for sure.
It's an interesting point. I was thinking the other day, I saw an article in Consumer Reports magazine. They're all about helping people make smart purchasing choices. One of the things they were talking about was how to get better deals on healthcare. And one of the things that they specifically said in there was they were checking their bills, they were looking at things specifically, and they had to get some blood work done, and to get it done from the referral would have been about $1,400. They got it for about a fourth of the price.
No kidding.
When they shopped it around somewhere else. It saved them quite a bit of money. So you're really onto something.
Yeah,
for sure.
I feel like you're a little bit even ahead of the curve, because there's a lot of people that haven't heard of this or even know about it.
They don't even know that it's possible for them to do.
Exactly, and it's kind of sad we have to shop around for deals on healthcare, but that's the way it is these days.
Yeah.
So you touched on that it's more than pregnancy. You mentioned a few examples like blood clots, the gallbladder. Can you give us some more examples of needs for an ultrasound?
Yeah, so I've been getting calls from people wondering like if ultrasound can be used for certain things. Some of them are like, can you ultrasound my brain, or can you ultrasound like the sinuses and stuff? Of course, there's limitations to ultrasound. Your brain is kind of encapsulated by your skull, which is bones. Ultrasound isn't very good at looking through bones or bile gas. So with that, there are limitations to ultrasound, but if somebody had questions or want to know, they can definitely give us a call. You kind of have to think of like ultrasound being used for the organs, for structures that aren't encapsulated by bones or something.
It has to go through the soft tissue.
Or it has to be able to travel through soft tissue.
I'm going to give a shout out to your website in the past. There is a really nice listing of so many things that they can do at Alex's place for ultrasounds.
You were mentioning the people that are calling you. Now, when those folks are calling you, are they calling because they've received a referral, or are they calling because they're hoping to specifically set an appointment directly with you?
So a lot of it is just questions about the service itself.
Okay.
But just get into that. You don't need to have a referral for this.
Okay.
You can have a provider refer you for the ultrasound, but because it's not using radiation like X-ray, we can just screen with the ultrasound. So for individuals that can't get into their provider, but they're kind of concerned for certain problems, if they're having bellyache or certain things, you can call directly, or you can go to the website, fill out the form there, and schedule your own exam with us. Yeah.
Okay.
Very good. Well, we're about out of time. We've got about a minute left, but I want to make sure that we touch on just a couple of things. Who else could benefit from using ultrasound services, and what value are you really trying to give to folks?
So, you know, I believe a lot of, as medicine's evolving and changing, you know, there's a lot of more natural ways of doing things. You have chiropractors, naturopathic doctors, acupuncturists that are performing, you know, or treating patients for certain symptoms. Some of those symptoms may be digestive issues, and if you're treating somebody for digestive issues, how do you know it's not related to the gallbladder? You know, if they're having pain after they're done eating, well, ultrasound is a great way of viewing the anatomy and saying, oh, maybe it is the gallbladder, and we're treating them wrong. You know, so it's to help with precision treatment. If you're a social worker, if you know families or individuals who are underserved, who do need, you know, this kind of service, you know, you can refer them. And, you know, I think the most important thing is that this service was started for the community to help the underserved. And if those that are tuning in, if you know anybody that can use the service, can benefit, help spread the word. You know, it's for the community here to help people.
Helping to serve the underserved. Well, Alex Vang from PDSI, which stands for Pinpoint Diagnostic Soundwaves Imaging. It's quite a mouthful.
That is.
Well worth it. Lots of value there. Thank you so much for being with us here today, Alex.
That's right.
Don't go away. There's more Wisconsin Family coming up after the break.